one very dark, miserable day. There was three guys. There's a keyboard player. We never had a bass player. The drummer.
Really?
No, there's a drummer. There was a keyboard player, and myself, and a girl singer, which you had to have, and an Alsatian dog.
Excellent, of course.
All jumped in a Bedford Dormobile and headed off towards Dover.
See, now that is the proper setting for a band story, isn't it?
The things that happened across the continent on the way out, mate, is unbelievable. It really is. But it was an adventure. The journey to Istanbul, which was our first port of call, was an adventure. And this is the days when it was Yugoslavia, before what it is now.
Yeah.
It was. So we trundled off with this Dormobile that eventually fell apart, I might add.
Of course. You've got to rebuild your tour van at least 5 times on the journey.
The door kept dropping off, or every 10 miles you had to get them stick it back on again. It was absolutely crazy. So we've headed off across France, blah blah blah, which was all fine until we hit Yugoslavia, and we got to Yugoslavia, and it must have been around about, I don't know, midnight, I guess, and we was just going past in Belgrade, and what we had to do was we had to get our work permits for Greece outside of Greece.
Right.
So we had to go to the embassy in Belgrade to get our permits. Anyway, we arrived in Belgrade at like midnight, and in them days, as you probably know, it was quite a closed communist country.
Yeah.
And it was real scary, and people would look through the curtains at you as the van was driving. Can you imagine it? You imagine some series on the TV, this van slowly going down a really dark street, and all these people looking through their curtains thinking, ooh, Anyway, to cut a long story short, we thought, never mind about the work permits, let's just get the hell out of here. So we headed off out of Belgrade and headed towards the Greek border. And eventually we got down there after running out of food and eating cabbage and jam. We nicked cabbages from fields and stuff like that to keep us going, because we'd just run out of food until we got to Greece, So
was the whole journey? So are you literally driving from the UK all the way over to Istanbul?
Yeah, and we drove the actual tour. We drove all around Turkey. We drove all around Greece to do the gigs in this Dormobile with the dog. We still had the dog. In fact, the dog ended up living in Crete in the end, because we'll get to that bit possibly